I think that's the longest one yet. He ate it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, it's a beast. Oh, he's a bit green. Have a look at that. G'day, Starlo here. I'm at Lake Glenbawn in the Hunter Valley of New South Wales, which is one of the premier Australian bass and golden perch dams in all of the country. But sadly, it's been really overrun by carp in the last couple of years. There are huge numbers of carp in here, and they're starting to do quite a bit of damage, muddying up the water, undercutting the banks, and competing with more desirable fish. Just like carp anywhere in the country, they're a noxious pest. Well, I'm here this weekend for the Lake Glenbawn Family Carp Muster. It's an opportunity for families and individuals to come together from all over and fish for carp for one full day and hopefully take away some great prizes while also removing as many carp as possible from this lovely waterway. More than 600 competitors have signed up for the event, and it promises to be a great day despite the weather, which is not real flash. As you can see, it's very grey, quite windy, and it's been raining on and off. And that's going to throw a spanner in my plans because I wanted to sight fish for the carp along the edges in these quiet back bays and actually cast at them. I was going to see how many I could catch in a 4-hour period. I'm not liking my chances at the moment. They're going to be hard to see, and they also just don't seem to be up on the edges at the moment. I'm seeing a lot jumping out wider, but I don't know if my approach is going to work. Anyway, let's see. Another thing I want to do today is test these American-made artificial baits I've been sent to try. It'll be interesting to see how they go. But first, I'm going to have to leave this sheltered bay I'm in and brave the gale that's blowing out on the main basin. It's really not very nice out here, but the Beastmaster Snubby takes it all in her stride. And the good thing about Glenbawn is that there's always a sheltered shoreline somewhere. And this one's got some actively feeding carp too. Now all I have to do is hook one. And that involves a slow, stealthy approach and some reasonably accurate casting. Here we go. Oh, look at that big tail. Got to get it in front of his head. Where are you now? There he is. He's coming over to it. He ate it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, well, that answers the question about whether they like the fish bites. No hesitation. It's a good carp too. If there's such a thing as a good carp. He's a big one. I've got a fair bit of drag on there. I'm not mucking around. I want to see how many I can get in 4 hours. Oh yeah. That's a big one. I could tell from his tail that he was a big one. Ooh, that wind's still blowing. Is a big one. Haven't got him yet. Oh, oh, that wasn't good. There we go. Number one. Now I'm about to christen this beautiful fish club or priest that was made for me by a wonderful bloke and a fan of the channel, Stephen Garlick. Thank you so much, Stephen, for this. He's turned it up out of a bit of beautiful Australian red box. It's heavy and solid, and I'm about to christen it. Wow, that does the job. That fish is dead. I'll just make absolutely sure with one more. Okay, one down. How many can we get? There's one way back in there in super shallow water. It'd be an absolute sitter, but I can't get to him through the salad. Oh, frustrating. He's got his whole back out of the water. Big one too. Oh, tail and back. Wow, if I could get one in front of him, he'd be mine, but just no way of doing it. Look at him. I wonder if I could go ashore up here and walk down. Might be worth a go. Alright, so I've come ashore and I'm going to walk up and have a shot at this one. Sorry, cows. Oh, look at him. Hopefully the cows don't spook him. He's working his way along the shore towards me. He's in centimetres of water. I'm going to get quite close because I'm going to have to make quite an accurate cast to do this. I want to land it in front of his nose, but not too close. Look at that. That is amazing. He's nearly up on land. I reckon I might just get it in this side of him and let him find it. Don't know if that was close enough. He's headed that way. I've also got the issue of trying to work out when he's got it. No. Oh, did I spook him? Did I spook him? I think I might have. Wow, they are so touchy. They sure are, and that one's moving out. I've blown it. Back in the boat and round to the next bay. There he is. Oh, that's in front of him. That's in front of him. He's gone over to it. Got him! Yes! Just a matter of getting in front of him. Oh, he's in the timber. Oh, come on, get out of there. Oh, it's a beast. Absolute beast. Come on, I've got to get him past those trees. Oh, he's in the timber again. Luckily we're blowing away and I'm able to pull him out through all the twigs and the shrubs. Oh, it's great watching him just go over and nose down on it and vacuum it up. Well, we're not getting them as quick as I would have hoped, but we are getting them, and they're big. Certainly what we're lacking in numbers we're making up for in size. It's good taking these big breeders out of the system too. I mean, I'm sure it makes virtually no difference to the numbers, but it makes us feel good. Wait until you see the size of this one. He's got to be over 75 centimetres long, surely. I'll measure him if I get him. The weather's on the mend too. There's patches of blue sky. The wind's eased a little bit. We might get a good final couple of hours. Oh, that's a big carp. Seems to be the big ones that are in on the edge today. There's not a lot in on the edge, but the ones that are there are the big ones. They do like those fish bites. Okay, number 2. Oh, there's some weight in that. Oh, that's a big carp. Oh, look at the size of that thing. All right, let's get Stephen Garlick's basher and do the job. You know, the thing is, even though they're a pest fish and they're a noxious pest and everything else, they still deserve to be treated humanely. And that means killing them promptly and with the minimum amount of fuss. And I'll tell you what, that does the job. Look how long that one is. Oh wow, yeah. It's around that 75 mark. Okay, there's going to be more in here. And there were. Good fish. He's got his head down in the weed though. See his mouth now. Oh, spooked him big time. Ooh, even with the resin head. Just landed too close to him. That was a big carp too. Look at the boil ups he left. Tell you what, they're not easy. There's one. Cruising deep. He's turned towards the splash. Oh, there's a bunch of them there. They're a bit cautious. They were smaller ones. They sort of liked the colour, but maybe it was a bit big for them. Might have to go for a bit more finesse now that the sun has broken through and I've found a calm patch. And that's exactly what I did, downsizing both my resin head jig and the dimensions of my fish bites bait. You can trim this stuff to whatever length and shape you like, and it's biodegradable and non-toxic with no animal products to threaten our aquatic environments or our agriculture industry. It's a pretty interesting product. I was simply spearing it onto my jig hook, pushing it up past the keeper, and then passing the hook point back through one more time. The end result wouldn't win any beauty contests, but it seems to work. Let's see how this one goes. And it doesn't take me too long to find a couple of likely customers feeding hard right up on the edge. Now I just got to wait for a lull in the wind. Didn't quite get there. It's hard into the wind. That got there. And it got eaten too. Oh, bit of competition between the two of them. That's what you want. The old seagull on the chip routine. Now because I've changed to that smaller resin head, it's got a reasonably lightweight hook, so I can't go too hard on this one. Oh, this bit of sun has made a difference. There's plenty more cloud coming, but it's nice to get this little gap. Knocked him over pretty quick. Well, haven't got him yet, but... Oh, he was in the net and then out. I should have had him. Got him that time though. Another good one, but not quite as big as those first two. Oh! Nearly went over the side. You stay right here, mate. And that fish is dead. Another one for my tub. And it wouldn't be the last. Oh, there's a sitter. But there's another one deeper between me and him, and I've got to be careful not to spook that one. Oh, he flashed around and ate that as soon as I moved it. The sunlight might be waking them up a bit. And this one's performing a bit better. Putting a good bend in the X-Bride. Got to be careful I don't break it. They're tough rods, but it's easy to get carried away on something like a carp and high stick them. Oh, he will not get out from under the boat. This one's a good performer. They're pretty varied. People really talk them up and say what tough fighters they are and everything. Yeah, look, they're pretty dogged and determined, and sometimes they can be fast. But I think a lot of our native fish outfight them, and certainly bass. I mean, these things that I'm catching here are quite heavy fish, much bigger than any bass you'd ever catch. You know, I'm holding them on a fixed length of line a lot of times. Although this one did take some drag. Oh, I enjoy having fun with them, but boy oh boy, we'd be so much better off without them in our systems. I'd love to see their numbers dramatically reduced, however it's done, whether it takes the introduction of the virus or some kind of genetic engineering. We just need to knock their numbers down like we did with rabbits during the 1940s and 50s with myxomatosis. It didn't get rid of them, but it gave us the upper hand for a while. And I think that's what we need with the carp, so that we can re-establish our native fish and get our rivers back in a bit better condition than they are. Oop. Come on, concentrate on what you're doing. All right. That looks like another fish up around that 70 centimetre mark. They're all big ones on the edges anyway. Oh, I said he flashed around on it. He absolutely inhaled it. One less carp. One down, several 100 million to go. I don't think this is the way to do it. Now if you look down here, you'll see a big plume of mud, and that'll be being caused by 3 or 4 or maybe half a dozen carp feeding in this area, and that's what they do to waterways. They just really muddy them up by the way they feed. They grovel in the bottom, suck up mud and blow it out into mid-water and go through it looking for little microorganisms to eat, and they make a real mess of our waterways in the process. Oh, that thing was nearly on dry land when I hooked it. So good watching him come over and pounce. Heading out into deeper water, as you would expect. But again, I'm just dictating terms to him with this tackle, and it's not particularly heavy. This is where they give you the most trouble, at the net. Oh, come on. This is where having an extra person would be really handy. Got him that time. Another 70, I think. Another one bites the dust, and they're coming faster now that the weather's improving. Yeah. Ooh, that's a big one. Oh, he's woken up. Oh, he's a bit green. I might pop this one or straighten the hook. I'm really giving him some. He's just about beached himself. I can definitely see the net. Right, got him. Oh, I made a meal of that. Might be the biggest one yet. Let's have a look. Let's get a quick length on that one. $78. I think that's the longest one yet. Whew. But don't go away, because the biggest is still to come. These sloping muddy banks seem to be the best. Oh, there's a definite plume in there. There's one feeding, or has been feeding. That's the trouble. The stuff stays suspended in the water for so long. That fish could have moved on half an hour ago, but all the mud stays suspended in the water, and that's what wrecks the clarity. Makes it very hard for a lot of native flora and fauna to survive. More plumes down here. There are so many. Oh, there goes one. So many carp in here. Oh, I think that's one. I think he might have already been aware of me. Another plume in there. That looks like an active plume. Oh, there's a carp up in the back there. Got him. Oh, it's a big one too. Where are you going to go? You're going to take off in a minute, aren't you? Yeah, straight under the boat. That's what I thought. Oh, back towards the snag. He's come completely around the boat. I'll have to follow him. That was a classic take, that one. You just see those big lips open and hoover in the jig head and the bait. Oh, that's a good one, or a big one. How big are you, my friend? Pretty happy with how hard you can pull on these small hooks. It's only the number one hook in Tom's jig heads, and they're very strong. Oh yeah, this one's up there. Even my gallery are excited. Right, see if we can beat 78. I think we might go close. Have a look at that. And I'll tell you what, it's heavy. Really heavy. That'd be every bit of 6 kilos, I reckon. Onto the whacking mat. And if it seems over the top hitting them that many times, it's just that I want to make absolutely sure that that fish is dead. I don't really want it suffering, even though it's a pest fish. Alright, let's get a length. I think it's definitely my heaviest. Oh yeah! We've managed to reach 80 centimetres of common carp. And that's a few less carp in our waterways. Back at the Reflections Holiday Park, lots of other folks of all ages were also doing their bit to cull the numbers of these aquatic pests as part of the very successful Lake Glenbawn family Carp Muster. Well over 600 anglers caught something like 1.5 tons of these rabbits of the waterways, all of which were turned into compost and fertiliser. There were some bruisers caught too. In the control room, scores were painstakingly tallied up, and pretty soon it was time for the presentations and the handing out of thousands of dollars worth of sponsored prizes.
The second lowest in the female is Kelly Marlin. And Thomas Haynes.
This is a fantastic annual event. If you'd like to find out more, go to their Facebook page. And if you're looking for somewhere to stay at Lake Glenbawn, whether to chase carp, native fish, or both, check out Reflections Holiday Park, Lake Glenbawn. It's a fantastic place for a getaway with mates or the family. Until next time, this is Starlo wishing you tight lines and keep whacking those carp.